We're gonna call the EMA committee to order. I guess we'll open up for public hearing. Anybody wish to speak for EMA? So I guess no public hearing, so we'll entertain a motion on the minutes.
Move to approve the minutes. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Guess we'll turn it over to Rick.
Okay. Well, good evening. Glad to see everybody. So I think we'll continue to move forward. First thing on the agenda is private services, application renewal time. And I think we have two of those under Brian's agenda. Amerimed and First Call Ambulance renewed. They have paid the application fee of $250 apiece. Anything else to add to that, Brian?
No, that's obviously down from last time. We had 4, and we've
Right.
had, we went from 5 to 4, from 4 to 2. So.
Oh, wow.
The private industry is like everybody, is struggling to find people and that kind of thing. So those two submitted all the paperwork and everything, so it's up for reapproval.
Are they primarily transport folks?
Interfacility type stuff, nursing homes, hospital, which Vandy does, their own internal stuff, but they still pick up some of that even. But a lot of nursing homes return to the nursing homes, those kind of things.
How many units are there in the county between the two?
2 to 3.
Okay. Motion to approve?
Got a second?
Second.
All in favor? Or any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any? Motion carries.
We don't do resolutions on renewals, do we?
No, just approval,
Okay.
once the approval, that's,
Okay.
per the resolution, that was an
Yeah,
annual.
doesn't have to go to the county commission, right?
That's correct, sir.
Number 3, we'll go back to that one on that $250. Normally we do a budget amendment for that to go from the line, I guess, in trustee's office to the ambulance fund. If you want to approve that.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any of these? All right, motion carries.
Surplus, we'll get that out of the way. That's number 4 on the Brian sheet, and then the sheet after. That'll be for gov deals, number 4 on the second sheet. And then the big sheet is for the county auction.
When is the auction?
Thursday.
This coming Thursday?
Yes, sir.
They're having one out at the landfill out there for her equipment.
This one at the landfill or the fairgrounds?
This one will be at the
Fairgrounds. Fairgrounds.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so they're doing both of them the same day.
Entertain a motion.
No move.
Second.
Any more questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Brian, do you want to go with the rest of what you have here?
Yeah, on number 2, that's just a contract approval, so I am responding as a company basically where we can do like a TV at the stations, and it'll have communications, like if there's a road closure, or when a call comes out, it'll pop that information up on the screen to where they can, obviously they see it in the ambulance and the fire engine too, but as they're going out, it'll show it up as well. And this is just because we have to go through those contract approvals now, so it's just bringing that up for your approval.
What term are you looking at on this, Brian?
Well, I haven't decided. I don't know if we have to know that currently or not, but we probably would do the 1 year now, and then if we renew that, would that have to come back for approval?
So any 1 year, we don't have to deal with. A 1 year is, does not fall under the category of a subscription-based information technology agreement. But if it's got a term longer than 1 year, then that's when it has to come for approval.
Gotcha.
Okay. Can we do that approval as a multi-year? If we could do that tonight, could we do that?
If you were asking for a 3 year or a 5 year, then that's why I was asking, was
Gotcha.
to figure out whether or not you know, I needed to, because I have to take this and put it in the debt book, because at this point in time now, it's considered
Gotcha.
debt.
So you need to know which one we were gonna do.
Correct.
Josh, are you back? Yeah. What was your thinking on that? 'Cause I don't know on the money aspect. Well, it's an annual payment. We can still do annual payments, and that's okay per the contract, correct?
Absolutely.
If Director Cooper is okay with that, we can, to get the best benefit financially, if we did the 5-year, because we're still only paying it for a 1 year out of the $399, from our cost savings on moving our staffing software to another vendor, we'd be able to pay for that.
Do you know, either talking to somebody or temporary using it, if you're gonna lock it for the 3 or 5 year term versus one?
Josh has kind of looked into that. I'll turn that to him.
So from the time that we've demoed it and everything, it looks like it's gonna be something that will be very beneficial and will grow. You know, it's got a lot of things that we won't have to add any money to, that will be able to aid in, you know, adding things to the crews and things. Going from inside the stations to even inside the trucks, adding things for no additional cost, so.
And to point to that, if you don't have to do it on the 1 year, Aaron, we can do that and then make sure we're 100% good with it.
Mhm.
So we
I was
don't
gonna
go in
say the-
contract to something and absolutely not. We
I
think
was-
we are.
Yeah, I was gonna say the
But
same
if
thing.
that's okay, we can go that route, knowing
Trial
that
year,
now.
Mhm.
trial year.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, they should basically come back to you next year with the same kind of
Right.
thing. Is it
Yeah.
gonna be a 1, 3, or 5 year?
I'd rather do that.
Yeah, let's do that, because I didn't realize that 1 year's doesn't fall on that. That way we'll know absolutely for sure,
Yeah.
we wanna continue or not, we can come
It's
back
just an
next year
accounting
on that.
rule.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, sorry about that, thank you.
So we're good on that one
So we wanna do the 1 year, is what you're?
Yes, but you don't have to have any approval from what I'm understanding on there.
Correct.
Right,
Okay.
Alright. I'd rather have it though. Can we do that?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it being approved, just I don't have to do anything.
Right,
And you've already got the money in your line, so technically,
yeah.
you're within, you know,
Right.
you're within your rights to do it. So it's more a matter of, but if you wanted the committee to, agree, I mean, I guess they could.
Hey, I'm open, you know.
You
Yeah.
want the blessing of the
Yeah.
committee?
Yes, please.
Move to approve this.
Have a second?
second,
1 year.
Any more questions on the 1 year agreement?
I got you.
All right. All in favor, say aye.
aye,
Any nays? All right, motion carried.
On number 5, and I talked to Aaron about this, and I don't know exactly the route to go, but sometimes we have, and Mayor Jennings can kind of attest to this as well, we'll have a settlement on a case, let's say somebody we've transported at a wreck, they had $50,000 worth of insurance, and that they want to negotiate, say, okay, we're paying Vandy Wilson this, these people, all these, and, you know, we give you, you know, 20% of what the bill is or whatever. And the way that works a lot, and we don't have many of these in a year, but we have had them. And in talking to another attorney that I know that he's does medical malpractice in town, he's like, pretty much if you don't take it, you're gonna get nothing. So you're better off to take something as opposed to nothing. But we don't necessarily have that approval to do that. So I don't know what that, Aaron, looks like. You know, you and I talked about that. If we just get the committee approval, would that suffice for us to be able to approve those when we get those negotiation type requests from attorneys?
Yeah, I just think somebody has to have the authority to make that decision, and I'll ask Mike whether that comes from this committee or whatever. I think what he's saying is 110% correct. There was a period of time years ago where ambulance billing was in my office, and I had the authority at that time if somebody offered a settlement to take it. Now, I don't know that I was ever granted that in terms of saying, hey, here's the resolution that allows you to do that. I was just told, this is how it goes. We take this to your predecessor, and he accepted it, so.
That probably came in under the 81 Act where
Yeah.
you can control all contracts and all that stuff.
Right.
But this is a little different.
Yeah.
What have y'all been doing, Brian?
We've been denying them because we didn't have the authority to
Okay.
negotiate or
We
anything.
need to fix that then.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
What if you negotiated and brought it to Aaron to Money Matter for approval, final approval?
I'm fine with that. Sometimes they have, like, the last one we got, Josh, correct me if I'm wrong, you had like 10 days to
Yeah, it was-
accept it or not accept it. You know, it wasn't like you could go through a lot of processes time-wise.
You can get from Oak Street to courthouse in 10 days.
Well, maybe. And I'm fine with that. It's whatever you guys wanna do. We don't wanna lose that opportunity to get, I mean, if we can get 10 or 20% or whatever, it's better than nothing. But like I said, we didn't feel like we had the authority to do that, so we wanted to make that all official in whatever
There is a
capacity
problem
that
with that.
is.
You-
No, there's not a problem with that for me. I will say this, I don't think I'm offering you a great amount of extra protection from, in terms of, if your concern is that, well, we would take a settlement that we shouldn't have. Basically, if they bring me an offer for a settlement and tell me, I think we need to take this, I'm probably gonna sign it. So I'm not really offering you a lot extra. But if y'all want me to sign off on it, I have no problem signing off.
That's what he's saying, if you don't sign off on it, then it just goes away, don't get nothing.
Well, or somebody, again, whether, and I will go back and ask Mike, is there a way that you can delegate that authority by resolution or otherwise to somebody who's actually over there, like whoever is in charge of ambulance billing at EMA, or even Mr. Cooper?
I think your options here are to do what we was talking about with you, number one, or number two, bring it to the committee, or number three, bring it to the commission. You don't wanna do that.
Yeah, so just leave it with me.
I think let them negotiate it because they know what they're doing, know what they've done, and bring it to you to sign off on.
I'm great with it.
So we need a big old motion then. That's a lot of work.
Big one?
At least a 3-page resolution.
At least.
We'll do a
Yeah.
resolution, big motion if you want.
Yeah.
We'll put it, we'll double space it and everything.
Yeah.
Does it come to
Do
you
you
now,
want-
Brian? I mean, if somebody comes in and they offer you, we're gonna pay you $2,500 or $5,000 to come to you, who's it go to?
No, they usually send it in a fax or an email.
Who?
Well, the fax just comes to our billing office. And even if it comes in the mail, it usually comes into our billing office. But like I said, we don't get very many of those, 2 or 3 a year. But again, we just wanted to close that loop. So if we, if they said we'll give you $100, then it's either 100 or 0, so.
Well, everybody in the room needs to realize that you sell stuff like that, even the hospital being on the Vanderbilt, Wilson County Hospital Board, you're selling for nickel on the dollar,
Yeah.
dime on the dollar, or something like that. You're not selling for
Yes,
very
sir.
much anyway.
You are correct.
So, I think if you didn't brought it to Aaron, to me, that would,
Yeah, and I'm absolutely fine. Like I said, we just wanted to make sure we had an approval process
What's
to
the,
do it.
what's the largest one you've ever been presented with that you can recall?
Oh, like I said, we get so few and far between.
Well, the only
And
reason-
it usually, I'm just gonna go out and guess, our average may be $600-700.
Yeah.
Maybe 8, depending on.
So it's on an
mileage.
ambulance call.
Yeah, that's correct, yes, sir. So it may be, $800-900.
So you're not being faced with several
Oh, no,
thousand
no, no,
dollars.
no.
I thought in that situation, we may.
But in
not
that
bring it.
case, Josh, do you remember that was like $25
Yeah, the
or
last
something?
one was.
On an average run, what is the expenditure of a ambulance call?
Oh.
Personnel, ambulance, gas, what is an average?
I could probably tell you that in just a couple of weeks.
That's right. That's all we've
I'm
done
gonna
for the
say
last 2 months.
$150.
I may be speaking out of turn, but I would want at least to get my money back from what we spent out.
Right. And we can, and-
Yeah.
and that gives us the ability to say, if they said
Yeah.
100, we say, hey, it costs $250 to make this call or whatever.
Make a
And then they may say, well, I'm sorry, you get 100 or nothing. And a lot of times that's the way those, as you well know,
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
from legal state, that's the way it is. Here's
Yeah.
what we're
How much
offering.
are we billing when they come back and they say, we'll give you $70? I mean, what's the bill
The
look
bill, I
like?
think he said $600-800,
Yeah,
that's
okay,
probably about
it
average.
depends on mileage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, where I was headed with that is if you got one with several $1,000s, and this is for you and Aaron both, if y'all wanted to cover of having the committee approve it, then we need to put a threshold. If it comes in, if the claim is higher than X thousand of dollars, it's gotta come to the committee for approval.
Have you ever had one more than $1,000?
Not that I can
I
recall.
wouldn't
Most
say
time
that.
it's only one transport, and most time it's a wreck type situation,
I wouldn't
dramatic
say that.
event.
Yeah.
Not something that you've picked up somebody from home with a medical condition for, multiple times. It's usually wrecks.
Then I
is
don't
where
think,
those are.
I don't think you need to have concern where I was sitting.
I don't think so.
Jeremy makes a good point, about, trying to recover the cost of an average ambulance run, but there's so many, and Mr. Cooper and the other people from WEMA in this room can respond to this much better than I can, but, in a 911 operation, you don't get to figure out, do you have insurance before you roll, and are you destitute, and, I mean, the amount of stuff that we have to write off is pretty staggering, unfortunately, but it's just the way it is.
Yeah. I mean, settlement's definitely better than collections, which is kind of what your choice is here.
Correct.
So,
Yeah.
do you need a motion, do you think, or
A
is
big
that
old
what-
motion's what the
You want a big old motion?
3 pages.
Is that what you want?
Somebody start talking.
Okay, all right, you ready?
Yep, go
Okay,
ahead.
all right, so I'd like to make a motion that we authorize the compliance specialist or EMS chief to negotiate settlements on payments for ambulance billing, which will then be signed, as it's a contract, by the county finance director to finalize the settlement.
Second.
Don't
Is that
y'all
big
run-
enough?
Sounds good to me.
Don't y'all
Mike,
run, it's
when
real
they
good, don't run too fast now.
Anybody got any more questions on it? So, all in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carried.
I'm still writing.
Sorry, I tried to be concise.
Yeah, no, it's
But
not
still
bad
give me
motion, it's
details.
just my writing ain't real good. Hopefully, when I do the minutes, it'll be somewhere close to what you said.
I'm sure it'll be just
If not, you
fine.
can correct it.
I'm sure
Don't hurt
it'll
my
be
feelings.
just fine.
All right.
We're gonna get the minutes, and it's gonna say Commissioner Reeves made a big old motion.
That's right.
Yeah. Chairman Menard called for for a big motion.
That's right.
You good there, Mike?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Didn't
good.
want to mess you up.
Yeah.
No, I'm good. I'll come up with something.
So,
Okay.
on
I'll
number
probably
6,
read it in the morning.
is,
I
and I don't
read
have the
that.
numbers just because I just got some numbers
Yeah, I know.
back,
But
and
you
we've
see
been doing
that,
interviews
that's
for
what
2
I
weeks, so I
read.
haven't had a chance to pull it all together. But in the near future, just as an FYI, I'm gonna propose some equipment replacements on some equipment, our power loads, which is the devices that lift the cots up, the cots themselves, and our stair chairs. Some of those are getting some age on them, so kind of planning toward the future, on some, some, replacement of those items. And I'll try to get, once I get a little time, get all this cost data stuff done that we gotta get done, we'll kind of put that together and see what it looks like, but just, and kind of see what y'all's thoughts are on that for the future, so. But didn't have enough time to pull all that together tonight. The status on the 3 ambulances for the ARP money, those should be in a little ahead of schedule, probably around March or April of this year. With that, of course, that ARP money is the ambulance, but that's nothing on the ambulance. That's no equipment on the ambulance. So, same thing with that. I'll get all that list together and come back whenever we do the next committee and see what that looks like, and if we're replacing ambulances and things of that nature to offset some of that cost. But just as an FYI on that, and like I said, well, that's kind of where that, a little ahead of schedule, March or April timeframe, those should be in, so then we'll start. Because some of the power loads and the cots are about 3 to 4 months out ordering timeframe, so I want to try to get ahead of that, just to kind of give you a heads up on that.
What's the average cost per ambulance? No,
Today
not
or
that-
yesterday?
Not the ambulance, not the vehicle, talking about the
Ju-
equipment.
with nothing on it, they just went
With the
for
equipment.
almost 425 now.
Equipment to go in it.
Oh, you're adding another 150,000?
Or,
Expensive.
Yep. Yeah, quite expensive.
An expensive
But I'll
truck,
get
ain't
that kind of together, so we'll have some ideas on that.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Joey, you got anything else?
Yeah, I'm riding.
Okay.
I feel your pain, buddy.
Yeah, I feel your pain. Hey, I gotta
Need a
keep up with this
Sprite.
too, you know.
That's right. I'll come up with a big old motion for you too.
Yeah. All right, back on my list then, the one at the beginning. renovation request. I need offices, that I don't have. I'm actually 4 short. But I've been working with Robert Bain from, maintenance and some quotes on my own and quotes through him and all this stuff. So, we've determined that this renovation right now is at 70,000 for additional offices and redoing one electrical box. If I don't do this, I'm gonna have people without offices. Bringing on the medical examiner, investigator, and some of the assistant chiefs that we brought on. There's nowhere for them to. We've gone beyond what we can do where we're at. So the choice is either that or let me look for some offices somewhere that's already built.
What's the cost, and where you gonna put them, build them on site?
70,000.
Where you gonna put them?
Well, right now we're gonna do it, like if you go in, the old raise-up door on the front, there's a hallway with a Coke machine here, and then there's an old bunk room that's real small that used to be part of that, and then a room that Jeremy took over to put the fire equipment in. So it's remodeling all that to make offices in there.
Are you talking where Doug's old office?
Yes. That's all I got. Yeah, but anyway, point is to add some offices right there. And, unless you wanna, give me another building, which would be fine. But I figured we'd settle for this right now. So that's my.
You asking money out of the general fund, or you asking for money you got?
Oh, no, I don't have it.
It's listed here as capital projects.
Yeah, that's just where I put it. But no, I don't have it.
Balance, let's see, right around, I wanna say 11 or 12 million.
I think it's higher than that.
Yeah, I do too. I think it's
I
a
think
little higher.
I
but-
want to say it was either 14.8 or 14.2 last
Yeah,
month.
I wanted to say 13, but I didn't wanna be too aggressive, so
Yeah.
it could be better than that.
I think it's either 14.8 or 14.2. I just can't remember if there were things that were taken off the 14.8 to bring it to 14.2.
Yeah,
I haven't looked at it in about 3 weeks, so,
yeah,
but
yeah,
let's just call it 14.
yeah.
I make a
Move that
motion.
we approve
But-
this, we pay for our capital projects.
Second.
You putting a limit on it or just saying motion to approve?
70,000.
He said 70, let's make it max out at 80, give him a little wiggle room there.
Yeah.
You never know what,
Yeah. All right. Second for 80.
Any more questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carried.
All right, next, generator request. I'll let Marty run through the scenario there of what put us here.
Well, I've been trying, like all the other stations that I've done, is coming up with a generator that's been donated to us. Since the start of Station 3 and 10 being built, which when 3 was online, I took the generator that I'd already got for the old Station 3 and brought it to the new one. For roughly 2 years, I have not been able to find one for Station 10. I did get some quotes probably a year ago now of possibly getting new ones. And then I pulled back on that because the new ones were running about 50,000. Generator, the 2 quotes I got, which was a Caterpillar and Kohler, running about 50,000, but the kicker was 19 to 20 months before delivery. I have found a gentleman here in town, has a used one that he took out of a Sprint tower that was decommissioned. Practically brand new. It has 500 hours on it. He's asking 10,000 and I've got him talked down to 8. So, that's what we were, that's what I was requesting. I'm having no luck finding a 20 to 30 year warranty on it. So, that's what I was requesting to, I'm having no luck finding a 20 to 30 year warranty on it. So, that's what I was requesting to, I'm having no luck finding a 20 to 30 year warranty on it. So, that's what I was requesting to, I'm having no luck finding a 20 to 30 year warranty on it. So, that's what I was requesting to, I'm having no luck finding a 20 to 30 year warranty on it. So, that's what I was requesting to, I'm having no luck finding a 20 to 30 year warranty on it. So, that's what I was requesting to, I'm having no luck finding a 20 to 30 year warranty on it. So, that's what I was requesting to, I'm having no luck finding a 20 to 30 year warranty on it. So, that's what I was requesting to, I'm having no luck finding a 20 to 30 year warranty on it. So, that's what I was requesting to, I'm having no luck finding a 20 to 30 year warranty on it. So, that's what I was requesting to, I'm having no lu Freeman.
Where would that come from? Aaron, out of capital project?
He has the money already left over from where we bought the fire trucks, and I believe that's where we, a lot of times when we order these vehicles that are gonna take multiple years, we prepay to get a discount. So we prepay a chunk, so I think he said he's got money
Right.
left in that
Yeah,
line.
my question was not, I didn't wanna ask for money, but we have it, but it's in 189-544-107-18, and I guess I'm asking y'all's permission to purchase this item out of that line.
Move
Marty, I guess
approved.
you've seen
Yeah.
it though, right? I mean, no oil leaks or nothing?
Oh, no, oh, yes, I have seen it, nothing, it looks like you just come off the showroom floor, it looks brand new.
Move
So, and
approved.
Yeah, cause,
We'll give a
Yeah.
big old motion. Move to approve.
yeah.
All right,
Second.
second.
I've got
All right, question.
just a quick question. So 718 is actually motor vehicles. Do we need to actually move it?
I mean, it's a capital outlay line,
Okay,
so I think one is about as good as another. I mean,
right.
we
I didn't
could,
know
we
if it
could move
mattered.
it, but, I mean,
Okay.
just let this one go. It's not.
I'm fine with it if
Yeah.
you're fine with it.
Yeah,
That's
ain't-
all I
yeah,
was.
it'd be fine.
Does
Yeah,
that price get it installed?
so,
Sir?
Does that price get it installed?
Yes, I just gotta get it there.
Okay.
The contractor's already,
Okay.
you've already commissioned him to do it. I just gotta get it there.
Before he leaves.
Yeah, before he leaves.
All in favor?
aye.
Any nays? Motion carried.
All right, last but not least, a resolution. What this does, it gives the power, from y'all to the mayor and myself, to initiate any future burn bans in Wilson County. Right now, the tape is, the mayor already signed off on it at my request, a week ago. Well, we contacted forestry, they didn't wanna do it. Even though the mayor said he wanted to do it.
Right.
So we've had to wait an additional week, and he asked me about it today, and I said, well, I can resubmit it and tell him you're adamant, or if you wanna call him, you know, and do it. But anyway, so Rutherford, Sumner, some of the surrounding counties already have this in place, to where the county itself, once that decision is made, they can do it themselves and not have to go through forestry. But you have to watch out when you do it, because it affects a lot of things. So it's not something that's going to be took lightly, but right now, today, one should be in place.
Mike, we pass this resolution, we're simply empowering ourselves under state statute, just like we did for animal control and all the others.
We did,
It allows us.
and I was gonna ask you fellas, didn't we do one of these several years ago?
I think it come up,
Well, I'm looking obviously at the copies.
but I don't know. I don't remember doing it, or that it was approved.
Okay. What have we done in the
I
past?
think this might have come up, and then it might have got
We got some rain.
thrown out or something, but, I mean, this is for anything now or in the future.
So the authority, let me make sure I know what to put in there, that's all I'm
We're
asking.
just empowering ourselves.
Well, the resolution's
county-
already done.
Oh, Lord. that's
That
great.
makes it better.
Major job, really.
Hey, all you need is
Righty.
a big old motion now, I'm ready to
Yeah,
go.
Don't
that's right,
move.
yeah,
Move to approve.
yeah, that's right. Second, yeah, I got a phone call about
Any
this
more
today from
questions?
somebody,
I've got some
so,
Who
questions.
seconded that?
So is this
oh,
to
you can say me.
create a temporary ban at times when it's necessary and then it's getting lifted?
Correct.
It's not just saying,
Yeah.
no more burning.
Correct.
Okay.
No.
Correct. No, it's when we think it falls into the dangerous category
Yeah.
where it's at right now. Then you can initiate a burn until that time is over.
Okay.
Whether it be humidity, whether it be dew points, temperature, everything affects the other one. So, and right now, just any kind of spark can set something off.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you'll have a big, major
So
fire
whenever
somewhere.
one's initiated, that means any permit that anybody may have had is no longer valid?
Right.
Okay.
But like I said, it would just be at intervals,
Yeah.
you know? And most of the time, it's during right now,
Right, right.
when it's just so dry every year.
Dead leaves.
Right, yeah.
All
It
right,
gi-
all
it
in
gives
favor?
me
That was what I was
authority.
looking
Yes.
for right there.
Yes.
That's it.
Call the question there.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carried.
Okay, well, that's all I have unless y'all have anything new, to bring up.
Anybody else got anything?
Motion to adjourn.
I do.
No, we got,
I'm sorry.
does anybody in the audience have anything? All right, we got some new business.
Well, I don't have new business, have announcements. I got a call from Clark Boyd today, and Clark Boyd wanted to tell me, and I think Sarah will send something out the next day to our mayor's office, but, the Speaker of the House will be here, in an open visit in the chambers across the hall, next Tuesday at 9 o'clock. So everybody's invited from the commission and staff and elected officials, whoever, to come and meet with the speaker and tell problems, whatever, just meet and greet, whatever, so I was asked to announce that, so.
All right, any more new business? Any old business? One more motion.
Motion to adjourn.
All right.